Welcome from Paris and from the Louvre. Yes, I'm here in Paris on business, and I thought therefore we would take a stroll around the Louvre together, and whilst we do, we'll fix Porsche's product lineup for them. It's generous of a small YouTube channel, isn't it? Anyway, let's go and have a stroll around the Louvre. We'll end up with the big one, the Mona Lisa, at the end. And whilst I'm talking, you can have a look at the art. How's that?
So then, have you ever thought about the type of Porsche that you'd really like them to make? You know, the one that would really get you so tempted that you might even try to sell a kidney or a lung or something and try to barter with your dealer to see if they'd take the proceeds of that and maybe a child or two. I mean, we're all very good at whining about what Porsche is doing. Why don't we help them and suggest what they actually should make and turn it from being a negative conversation, like my last video about the electric Boxster, into a positive one? Well, I'm going to have a stab at it. Your imagination might be a lot better than mine, which is why the comments section of the video is just perfect. I really want to know what your perfect Porsche would be. So then, here goes. Here's my version of the future. Firstly, I'd leave the Cayennes and the Macans alone. I don't really understand that part of the market, and they seem to sell well, so they'd fund my sports car desires. In my world, then, I'm going to dump the Boxster and Cayman entirely. Boom! I know, right? Gone. Why, you ask? Well, though they drive very well, their replacement needs to be entirely different from the 911 and have an identity of their own, and I find Boxsters to be perceived to be the lower versions of 911, when, in their own right, they're better sports cars, but are literally hobbled by Porsche to make sure they can't compete. Let's stop that and have a car that just does something different to the 911 and rejoice about that. Everything about this car needs to be different from the 911, so my brave new world, on my replacement for them, not much would cross over from the 911 in terms of options. Yes, I hear you, that would cost Porsche more, but go with me here, okay? I would replace them with something I would call the 911 Club Sport range of cars. Yes, a 911 name to legitimize it, and a concept that brings it closer to the original 911. So these would be smaller, narrow body versions of the 911, but they would share one key dynamic of the Boxster Cayman cars. They would be a vision of light, well-balanced, smaller sports cars for those people who genuinely want a proper handling sports car. I'd bring them closer to the Lotus way of thinking with the Elise. It would be a two-seater. It would look like a 911, but smaller, about the same size as a G-body version of the 911. In a way, I'm solving the problem of people not wanting a wide-body 911 and creating a narrow-body version. In order to be a driver's car, they would be lower spec in order to keep weight down, but also price. You want big luxury or big technology or carbon fiber? Then you buy a full-size 911. So nothing that adds to the weight and only things that keep it down. I haven't just invented a singer here. Driving is the focus, not luxury or changing it into a GT car. I want funky colours available on this car and funky cloth upholstery too. Porsche needs to be out there looking for the next generation of Pasha and the tartans and plaids that they used to put in their cars. I also don't want animal products used at all. We need to get over that, I reckon. Cloth or Alcantara, if you must, only. These would be sharp handling things too. Handling would be prioritised over ride every time on this car. You want more comfort? Buy a Carrera or a Turbo in the main 911 range. No air suspension or anything like that either. Coilovers that are adjustable for height. The engine would be between the front and rear wheels like the Boxster and Cayman too, and it would be a flat 6. No turbocharging. The GT3s and GT3 RSs have shown that people want revs, so give it to them. I'd also have loud exhausts too that make them sound wonderful. Think of a car that weighs as close to 2,750 pounds as possible and has about 300 bhp, and you'll be in the right area. Fast, nimble, handling cars with bright colours and bright stylish upholstery of their own. What would it look like? Well, like a 911, because it would be a smaller, two-seater, narrow-bodied version of the 911 with the engine in the middle where the rear seats used to be. Is that heresy? I mean, to have a 911 which is engineered properly, would that have the faithful clutching their pearls and insisting that the engine is over or behind the rear wheels? If it does, then they may be part of the problem, actually. And now that I've told you about my perfect Porsche, what about the 911, I hear you cry? Doesn't this new car you have created compete with that? Not really. I would keep the 911 just as it is. The more powerful cars can be the full-size cars, the ultimate cars, and the more comfortable riding cars, too. You want to go truly fast? You get the full-size 911. So why remove the Boxster then? Well, mainly because I think it's lost its way. In the last video, we talked about the EV Boxster, which itself follows the first Boxster with a 4-cylinder engine in it. It's a downhill path in my view, and too far away from what they should be. Also, it should go, just because it's not a 911, and also because when you spec a Boxster or a Cayman, you're still picking from the same, or at least very similar, range of options as the 911. So what I've designed here is a car that is a 911, but is still different to the 911 as we know it today, if that makes any sense at all. I bet it'd sell well. As for its eco-friendliness,
And be prepared to be just a little bit underwhelmed by the Mona Lisa. There it is. Getting closer and closer. Nearly there. Okay. Worming my way forward here. I'll get you guys closer in, don't worry. Front row, guys. Front row. There it is. Pretty small, actually. Not very big. I pan to that guy there, you'll see how big it is. In contrast, if we look at the back wall, somebody's shouting at me. Look at that. Isn't that rather more impressive? I'm the only person facing this way. Story of my life. Anyway. Oh, we've got people in the way now. Nice security guard standing right in front of me. Hello. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video and all the art that went with it. We ended up, as you can see right at the front, for the world's best ever end of piece to camera. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.